you're being punctual.
Hey, Michael, how are you?
I'm good. Half of me is horrible, and half of me is time of my lifetime here.
Well, I am certainly hoping you're going to be feeling better soon. I try to be punctual because it's a big thing to respect other people's time to me because it's important, and I never want to, be disrespectful toward anybody else's time. So.
I know, but I mean, some people have that tendency. Some people are like religious about it. You're like one of those. You're like a religious about it. You're not. I mean, that's what it takes. That'd be, your personality and how you put your program together and stuff. It's, impressive. You're impressive.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for taking this conversation with me. I really, really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I would like to start with, can you tell me, first off, how did the day go when you had to show up at court? Can we start there, and then we'll backtrack?
Oh, well, actually, I was late to court. I was very frustrated by it on my own. Frustrated with myself. I have medical, health issues going on, so it was kind of almost not going to be able to make it at all. When I got there, I was late and it was locked. So I thought, I'm done. And I went downstairs to try and find out how I could get to the judge or get in the room or whatnot. And there was this guy there, strange guy, I don't know what his deal was, walking around, he knew everybody. He said, go down there and look and see what may have... you may be able to get in later on, or maybe they didn't call you, or it'll tell you something. So I went down to this end of the call, and I said, yeah, your case has been dismissed. Or it was, what do you call it? I think it's dismissed, right?
Dismissed, uh-huh.
Yeah, and
he looked it up for you?
He told me where to go, and I went and looked it up, and this lady helped me look it up. And I said, you're really kidding me. I said, but I couldn't get into the court. And he said, well, it's dismissed. And so I said, that means I won. He said, yeah, I guess that's what it means. And the thing was, is that I said, so I somewhere I have a document that I hadn't stamped in time from the court to show that I was there. I just didn't get into the actual courtroom. Because a little while later, he said, if you wait, there'll be something that'll come out and you can only get it here. If you go online, it'll be later on today. If you wait right here. So I waited there and it said, neither party showed up.
Oh my gosh.
And it was dismissed. So it was without prejudice. Had I shown up, what I understand, it would have been with prejudice. Like, it would have even been a better deal for me.
Why do you think that?
That's what I was told, but that if one of us didn't show up, it was going to cancel it probably anyways, but if one of us didn't show up, whoever did would win with what do they call it? Was prejudice. So the judge was like, no, he's adamant about it or whatever. And if both people don't show up and he was going to drop it, they just drop it without prejudice.
Yeah, well, I think somebody may have given you some misinformation as it relates to prejudice being dismissed with prejudice and without prejudice. I'm actually going to be releasing an episode about that. But basically, what it means is the lawsuit is forever dead. And the problem with that is by law, unless like the debt collector, if they dismiss it with prejudice, they're admitting that they're not going to come back. They typically will leave the door open and do it without prejudice unless the statute of limitations has expired. And that just, it's a way for them to save face. But it sounds like they didn't show up either.
No, they didn't. It said right on there. Neither party showed up.
That is hilarious.
I did show up. I just didn't get in the courtroom. It was locked.
You do know I did an episode about me being locked out of the courtroom, right?
No.
Yeah, you can catch it on the YouTube channel, or you can catch it on the podcast. I was like, They locked me out of the courtroom. I called my friend and she was like on the phone call. I'm like, okay, listen, I need you to listen for my name. I'm at the court. I'm trying to get in. They won't let me in. And there was this other guy and he was just uncooperative and unhelpful, and they locked the door. I couldn't get in. I was like, oh my God, I did so much work and I can't get in. So I completely feel your pain.
Yeah, that was it. That was what made me. I just went all I went through. It's for me to lose because I couldn't get in. I never had a court. I didn't know they locked the door. I've been courtroom late, and it's like you just go in and they're calling the names before you, and if they already called your name, the bailiff, you just quietly go up to the bailiff and say if they call my name, it's like no or yes, and you go from there.
Yeah.
I never had it happen like that.
That was definitely unusual. Mine happened that way because it was COVID, so everything was locked down, and you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
But I don't understand why they locked the courtroom in your case, but whatever, it worked out.
I waited there a long time just hoping somebody was going to come out, and it almost seemed like there's nobody in there.
There probably wasn't. You never know. Sometimes they'll put on the website that they're only doing phone hearings.
Oh.
So that happens sometimes, but they don't notify you. You just find out the way you and I find out.
Right. It's not about convenience for the public.
So, tell me about your experience. Oh, okay, well, let me ask you this. Is it okay if we share how much your case was dismissed for? If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just approximately.
I think it was like 20,000.
20,000. That is a definite win. That's like somebody's whole salary. You know what I mean? So that's amazing. So what do you think? Why do you think they didn't show up?
I think your approach from about bombarding them with what they do to you, right? It's like my lawyer can beat up your lawyer. It usually comes from my knowledge of business law anyway. It's who can last the longest, who's got the biggest bank account, who has and so when you have a team of attorneys against just a person, it's not in your favor.
Right.
So I think that they didn't show up because I think your system worked. I can only assume.
Yeah, I definitely. I'm confident that the system worked, and let's just be honest. You were your own lawyer. You were pro se or improper.
Yeah. In fact, it's funny because when I never thought of it from this angle. I've done this before of my own case, but not for this type of law. I did it with an accident that my wife and I were in, and I handled the whole thing, and I got a good settlement. I did it before with a contract. I was a contractor, and this homeowner didn't pay me. So I've been to court, before, but never for something like this. And to me, it was like, I had debt. There's no two ways about it. But it was a credit card.
Yeah. Do you think that the program helped you get through the process?
Do I think the program helped what?
Do you think the program helped you get through the process?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was... Actually, I was thinking about this. I was thinking, probably not many people that have a debt like this, are going to respond at all. Yeah. Let alone with, everything in the kitchen sink thrown at them. And I also think, I think there was something, maybe not, I can't remember if I read this or not, but remember this firm was coming to California. They're taking cases, and they were not licensed yet to practice in California.
Correct.
But they had submitted and were under review.
Correct.
And I thought, that was one of the things that they responded with. I don't remember the last time I was able to go and do business and go through a legal system and say, oh, it's okay. You haven't got your paperwork done? That's okay. We like you. Come on in.
Well, I think in the course, that's one of the things I briefly touched upon. I probably didn't go in depth about it because there's a bigger picture, and as it relates to like dealing with the judge and dealing with them, that's going to be the least amount of focus, because they're more or less trying to deflect. They want to get you focusing on the debt as opposed to who is actually suing and whether they have a right to sue.
Right. It's like free money. It's like who if you have the connections, you call up and you just take this number, file papers, and you get free money.
Absolutely.
That's what it seemed like to me. It's like, come on, man. Everybody's having a hard enough time struggling getting into California, and everybody's leaving California. They can't afford it. These people can just come in and say, we're gonna start business there eventually. Until it becomes official, how about if we just start winning cases right now?
Yeah.
And I think that maybe, I pointed that out in the response. Maybe it did influence it. For the judge.
One of the things you called me when you called me that day, you said, "You are so worth the money." Do you remember saying that to me?
I do. It was yeah. I was going to say something when you in this interview or this response to you, because I'll tell you, it was like paying money or paying money or paying money. And what I don't want to pay, it's like I owe the money. If I lose, then I end up paying more money. But it's just something about you and your approach, and actually the way you got in touch with me, the way you marketed to me. I have a friend who his company he was part of, and he sold it for pretty good money. He was this guy, and they created this system of sending people an envelope with handwritten.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, they created that approach, and people were like, "Oh, who's this? It's handwritten. It's got to be something good." And they open it up, and they changed the game on the percentage of people that open up mail.
Absolutely, I get responses from that all of the time.
Yeah. So that those years ago they created it. So that approach was, it was made them do it. Now with your stuff, you I guess you must have gone to the court and you get records of cases that are coming up, because you sent me a letter.
I did.
And it was just, the timing was perfect. It was like I just got the letter. It was almost like it was the same day or something. I got the letter of, "Hey, you're going to court. We're going to win. We're the attorneys. We're going to beat you." And there's this letter saying, "They're telling you they're going to beat you. Don't react too soon. Let's talk first."
Yeah.
And it was like I said, that approach was part of it. The way that you advertised or marketed to me was part of the reason I even contacted you.
Well, that's a big deal, because if I can get people that are being sued by debt collectors, if I can get you to talk to me, then we can talk through the process and, let me do an evaluation so that we can create a strategy and we know exactly what phase of the lawsuit you're in. If you're down to the last day, we have to figure out how to get you an extension. We got you an extension, as a matter of fact, and they gave you a really good extension. And then
more than I asked for.
Right. And end result, you beat them in court.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
when I actually started, I felt a little bit of I believed in it. I had to. I mean, I spent the money and ready to go. But that was the first, little indication of, you know what, she's
on to something.
Yeah, looks like she may be right here. I mean, for them to give me more than I asked, what it made me feel like was a response, because I've been in business for a long time, and I always I've dealt with a lot of attorneys over the years, and I usually catch every attorney I've ever had, something they did in the contract they missed, they didn't say right, or the spirit wasn't correct, it didn't flow. And I point stuff out and give back to them, and they go, "You're right."
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know a little bit about law, and just to have that response, it was like, felt like I was getting responded to like an attorney.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That was one of the things in the beginning that made me just made me feel comfortable about what you were doing.
Well, good.
For me. So
Good.
I wanted to tell you that. Yeah.
I appreciate that, because the way business is done today, there really is no brick and mortar. People aren't, you're not going to somebody's office, not typically anymore. A lot of things are done online, and I do have to prove myself. So conversations like this that I can share, what this does is it helps to build credibility for other people to know that, I'm not out here scamming people. I really can help. I've been through it. I've had success. You've been through it, have success. I have other clients that have been through it and have success, and my process works. And we come from a different place because we're self-represented. I did
Right.
I did one episode and where I had a client and he listened to all these attorneys, and at the end of the month he's kind of hanging in the balance to see what happens. I'm prayerful that he's going to win, or they're going to dismiss the case, but I also am leery that they are going to refile because there were so many mistakes that were made. He hired an attorney that they served, and the attorney never responded. So the attorney, I know, right? The attorney misled the client into thinking, oh yeah, I can get a settlement for you. What she does doesn't work. And I know it works. You know it works. So
Yeah.
things are hanging in the balance for him at the end of the month. I'm prayerful that he wins, and then I'm going to kind of reach out to him and say, hey, okay, now let me give you a heads up on what you need to do to follow through on. Because there were so many mistakes made on your case, you still could be at risk, but let me help. He already paid for the course. All he has to do is finish it,
Right. Well, that was one of the things that I was worried about. I'll be honest with you. I did not do 100% of what you told me to do.
I know, you were my problem child.
Yeah, and I was concerned because it's one of those things that then it becomes, subjective as opposed to objective on whether I won or lost, because I didn't, if I did everything like you told me, it'd be okay. I didn't win, and I did everything you told me. Versus having it hanging over my head, I felt guilty about it, and worried because, well, if you lose, you didn't do everything you're supposed to that she told you to do, so
well,
you're losing twice.
Yes, I was pushing you. I was like, okay, you got to do this. But you did enough of it to make them walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You did, and I understand that the course, it's really detailed, it's really comprehensive, but it really does work. And I needed you to get through enough of it so you understood the messaging and that you knew how to defend yourself, even though you didn't do everything you were supposed to do. It was funny. You would say, oh, well, you know what you should do? You should put an example of this in here, and that would be really helpful. And what did I tell you? It's in there.
Yeah. You're busted. You didn't. I was thinking about you. I was going to tell you this. That the new AI technology is out right now, right? The whole
Chat GPT.
Yeah. I were you, I would play around with, because it's they're laying it out for free because they're building every time somebody does anything with an AI system, it learns it and it applies it to the future. I would have it run analysis on the cases that you deal with, right? And everyone that you've had and what the result was, and have it come up with templates that are even more specific. It'll do it.
I actually work with Chat GPT. It's helped me quite a bit. It's only been maybe like a month or two. I don't even think it's been a good 2 months, but I have been working with Chat GPT, and it's helping me with some of my other functionality. Once I get to the place where I have extra time to do stuff like that, I will definitely do that. But right now, Chat GPT is helping me with my show notes. It's helping me pull my ebook together. But the thing about how to use Chat GPT, the AI, is, in my opinion, the best way to use it is when you're a subject matter expert and you have it, build on your knowledge. Because what it does is it extracts everything that's out there. And if you don't know what you're talking about, it can give you some misinformation and you don't know the difference. So I use it to enhance my expertise. And
yeah, actually, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. You leverage it, because, like me asking you for help, and you help him. We had some conversations, and that kind of stuff would be if it was like you can do video response where we're looking into it right now with the company I started, where we have a thing called Potbot. Potbot's an animated character that helps guide you through things as you ask him questions.
Sure. So tell me, do you think the course is well worth the money?
I absolutely do. Yeah.
Do you think the cost of the course is fair?
I actually do. In fact, I think the cost of the course is fair. I think that it was could actually cost more when it comes to spending time with you on the phone. I mean, I'm not going to sit and tell you should charge more to me, but in the future, right?
So what you're saying is that I should be charging more because of the kind of access that people have to me.
It's like I think it could be levels or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's what you get. It's not and not have that feeling of like upsell, like, oh, here we go. It's like you buy software that says you can have it free for 30 days, and you find out free for 30 days only using 10% of its capability.
Right.
Well, why? Why not just give me 100%?
Right.
And every time we go to do something, it says, hey, remember, this is a free copy. If you do this, you can, that kind of stuff just drives me up a wall. I think that you're the opposite of that. I think you could be able to, as long as it wasn't like that. It wasn't like nickel and dime. It's like, well, your percentage goes up if you spend more money that you're going to win. It should be the core is what it does. But it's not about what you need to do more or less. It's about understanding what you need to do. That's the advice you're giving.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if you were to tell someone that's been sued by the debt collector and they were wanting to work with me, what would be a best practice or the greatest recommendation you would make to them?
I love SMEs, subject matter experts.
Mm-hmm.
Always have. My career has been based on leveraging subject matter experts.
Okay.
I've become one myself in certain things.
Sure.
I was appointed to a board of underwriters laboratories, and I didn't even have a degree in engineering. They told me it was just because I knew my stuff. I was smart. So I appreciate that. I think that I would tell people, and I have told people, although it's not something people come to me, hey man, how's it going? What's going on with you? Oh, well, I've defaulted in debt.
It happens.
Right? No, it's not something. It's not like people normally are going to tell you what's going on unless.
Right.
But I would recommend you, and I would say that you're very unique. I've never seen a program or dealt with anybody that has what you have, and I can tell you firsthand it works. Who wins a $20,000 credit card debt default? I did.
Yeah.
How? Using your system.
Yeah.
So that's what I would tell them.
You would tell them to definitely use the system?
Yeah, I would tell them that it's I highly recommend you because of your subject matter expertise and because of the results that I had and because of how little is out there to help you win or defend yourself against something like that. There's nothing out there like your approach. There's things you can try this, you can try that. You're like, let's go it. This is war.
Yeah.
Let's get the arsenal together. Let's do a frontal assault.
Yeah.
That was what was unique about you too. It wasn't like, well, very passive. No, it was very like in military terms, frontal assault.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I feel like we are being assaulted. These debt buyers, they don't have any skin in the game, and they're coming for consumers full well knowing that they win 9 out of 10 cases because consumers don't respond. I had a consultation today. I sent her a letter August of 22, and they're garnishing her wages this Friday. It's now June. Oh, darn. Sorry.
It's okay.
They're garnishing her wages this Friday, which is July, right?
Yep.
July of 23. So a year later, she's asking for help. She received my letter too. I get you before you get to that point. Now they're going to take your money, and they're going to take 25% from her.
Oh yeah, they don't mess around.
That's a lot. That's unfair.
It's so humiliating. Oh, that's the thing. It's like people don't understand. It's up against having your company be called. Say, yeah, the guy, this person that works for you, they're defaulting their debt, and we're going to take them. We've won in court because this is how wrong they are. And the court's allowing us to take money out of their paycheck.
Yeah.
It's humiliating.
Yeah. It is humiliating.
I've seen people go through it. I've not had that happen to myself, but I've seen people go through it where I'm just like, wow, it's going to be just humiliating.
Well, and I can't help her now. She can't go through my court. I mean, you can. You'll get a bunch of knowledge, but I told her, I said, I wish you would have responded to the letter, because I could have helped you completely prevent getting a default judgment, and you might have had your case dismissed because the people that are suing you don't have a right to collect from you.
Oh, one of those debt, they bought a debt from another debt collector?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But,
well,
for me, I can send a jet ski, I can send a airplane, I can send a yacht, I can send a life preserver. But at the end of the day, if people don't grab a hold,
right, they're going to drown.
They're going to drown.
It's not your fault.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. Yeah. Well, this is a really, really great conversation, and I'm so proud that you made it through. You got through enough of it. You got the point, and you avoided the judgment, and then you made them run. That's what happened. You made them run.
Yeah, actually, when we first started with the extension, filing for an extension, and the way they responded.
Yeah.
They respond, and like I said, having experience with legal situations in business, but still, there's a way attorneys respond to attorneys versus attorneys respond to somebody who's the defendant. So it's a difference. Like, hi, how are you? I have respect for you versus, hey, I don't really have any respect for you. Let's get that straight. Whatever you're going to ask, I'm probably going to say no, but what do you want?
Right.
That's the attitude, and it wasn't like that.
That's why I try to teach our community to speak, with authority, because that's where the respect comes from. This person knows a little bit of the law, and so they're going to line up better than they would for somebody that goes in and just, wants to tell their story of what happened. Nobody cares what happens. And all you're doing is unintentionally admitting to something that you may not even understand what they're claiming.
Right. Yeah, no, I think of it also in medical terms. I've been in the hospital a few times in the last year, and you got to have an advocate. So my wife is a nurse. She's been in education now. She's had her master's for many years. She's actually going for a doctorate right now.
Okay.
But her experience is like, you need to have an advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Even with an advocate, things that happened to me in the hospital was I could have died from them. I was prescribed from a doctor on my way out of the hospital something that for four times a day. The pharmacy said, it says 4 times a day, but we recommend you, for adamant, do not take more than 2 times a day.
Oh, wow.
Well, if I take 4 times a day, it basically would kill me.
Mm.
And I went back to that doctor and said, you prescribed this? And he said, oh, well, the pharmacy should have picked up on that.
What?
And the number one preventative cause of death in America and the hospitals today is exactly what happened to me.
Mm.
Number one cause of death, preventable death.
Wow.
And the cavalier attitude was, and that was me as an advocate. There's things that happened to me that while I was there. So that's what it is. It's like you're an advocate in the court system, like a nurse is an advocate.
Yeah.
And when you're in the hospital, and without it, I'm telling you, I don't care how smart you are, or how good you are at dealing with things, they'll get you.
Yeah, they'll get you. And this is their job. This is their business. This is what they do. And I slay debt collectors' lawsuits on a regular. I slay debt collector attorneys on a regular.
I just love that. I got this character. There's you. You're the freaking debt collector slayer.
Yeah. I did an episode on
it.
I love it. I'm actually going to get some T-shirts and hats made, and so I'll let you know when they're ready.
Yeah, a DC Slayer. And people go, is that District of Columbia? No, debt collectors.
Well, guess what, Slayer yourself.
Well, yeah, you're a great advocate, a great coach, and your program works.
Thank you so much. Hey, listen, let's make sure that we do coffee or lunch or something. This has been a great conversation. I appreciate your time, and I know that you've been a little bit under the weather, so I don't want to hold you hostage.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, real quick, did you know that I'm a songwriter?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm recording an album right now.
Did you know I sing?
No, I didn't know that.
I did. What's it gonna be? 'Cause I can't pretend. Okay, that's enough.
Nice vibrato.
That's
Very
enough.
Nice.
I might have practiced.
No sunshine when she's gone.
Ain't no sunshine when
Remember
she's
him?
gone.
Just ain't warm when she's away.
You're great. I love you.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. All right, Terry.
All right. Good talking to you. You get well soon. Tell your wife I said hello.
Okay, I will.
All right. Talk to you soon.